I think so many people are watching women's basketball right now. It all started from the national championship game, and I've been dealing with this for 2 years now. And understanding, like, yeah, negative things have probably been said about me, but honestly, I'll take that because look where women's basketball is. People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to games. We got celebrities coming to games, sold out arenas, like, just because of one single game. And just looking at that, like, I'll take that role. I'll take the bad guy role, and I'll continue to take that on and be that for my teammates. And if I want to be that, and I know I'll go down in history, I'll look back in 20 years and be like, yeah, the reason why we watching women's basketball is not just because of one person. It's because of me, too, and I want y'all to realize that.
JustGt, CT, Brother to Brother Sports. Check us out. YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Apple Music
CT.
coming soon. Brother to Brother Sports. That's what's up.
We're going to be everywhere.
All right,
B2B.
all right. Check one.
What's
Welcome
up, brother?
to Brother to Brother Sports. Hey, what's up, Chris? What's up, CT?
Hey, man. Hey, I'm ready, man. Hey, just watched, hey, I tell you what, just watch the Knicks drop game 2, choke city, brother. Choke city again. Halliburton. Hey, I don't know,
You know
man.
what?
What's up? What's up with that?
You know what I'm learning? Jalen Brunson, he's a good player. I mean, I seen him at Villanova, and I know about the Villanova Knicks and all that, DiCincenzo and all of but he's really good. I mean, he reminds me of what's the kid that used to play for Chicago? Derrick Rose.
Yeah.
He reminds me of Derrick Rose. He can dunk if he had to, but he can shoot the three.
Oh,
he's
Derrick,
a little
yeah.
Steph Curry, but he's
smaller
got a little
version.
more meat on his bone.
Yeah.
He don't look as fragile. You know, his legs ain't all skinny like Steph. I mean, Steph be balling, but he looked like he can get in the paint with the best of them.
Yeah.
But something about it, like, he don't have enough help to finish the game. I mean, I don't understand it.
Yeah. You know, he's their go-to scorer, man. He if they need a bucket, it's him. And you know what you can tell, man? He really works on his craft. He works on that body contact, step back move. He knows how to manipulate his body where he can create the contact that's either going to get him an open look. Oh, they are good. They are so good at it. I was like, man, you know. And I look at it from a standpoint of a ref. I'll be like, well,
he's
that's
jumping
that's
up into it. He's
right?
finger rolling.
But really, Brunson created the contact. You know what I mean? He came into the person and just, yeah, dude. And so, hey, you know, I could tell it night in and night out, day in and day out.
He don't care how tall you are, none of that. And,
he's practicing that.
I think he's
it's
like,
a practice
thing, if that.
and he's mastered it.
You know, Shay, I don't know why I don't know why they can't see him coming, because Shay is 6'6".
Yeah.
And when I look at Shay and I'm like, man, he's the same size as Michael Jordan. And then I looked at the weight. Michael Jordan probably got about 30 pounds on him. So. Nah, he's up to. I mean, he's 6'6", so he weighs 200. It don't look like he weighs 200, huh?
I mean, what? But Shay weighed about 110, 120.
It's that 6'6".
That dude's skinny, man.
I mean, yeah, he is. He's a slim reaper, you know.
I
didn't think that Steph weighed a lot. Man. I don't think Shay weighs a lot. But the game it's crazy. We can say it now that it's over. The Indiana Pacers 2-0 over the Knicks in the Garden. Did you hear that stat at the end of the game? Did you hear the stat at the end of the game? That they are 6-0. The Pacers are 6-0 on the road.
Yeah, in the Garden.
6-0 on the road.
What was it?
Exactly. Yeah, I was like, what?
6-0. Wow.
6-0.
So they don't lose until they go home.
I don't think it's something.
Right.
I didn't think it mattered to Boston.
Well, what does that mean, man?
I don't think it matters to the Pacers.
What does that say about home court advantage, man? Does it not mean the thing?
What's that?
Right.
Yeah.
You know what they need to do? Dude, make it an open air
Man,
stadium.
they crazy. They put that game in
You
the,
go up to Milwaukee,
the
man, it's
RCA
cold as
Dome
hell.
where the Colts play. Put that mug in there.
Yeah,
Put
man.
Caitlin Clark in
You
there.
get a
Let
real
her fill up
advantage.
80,000. Do it like that. Yeah, man. I've never.
Right. Let's bring back home.
I've never heard
home
the
court
Garden
advantage,
that
man.
quiet.
You know what I mean?
Reggie Miller.
Let's make
and
it what
the
it
choke.
used to be.
I haven't heard it that quiet, man. Because they had both of those games won. They was up by 14 with 3 minutes left. They was up by 9 with 1 minute left. That's impossible. They said that.
Yeah.
They said the teams that are up by a 9 with 1 minute left are
Hey, you know what?
They're
Yeah,
0
go ahead.
and 14 for losing. 0 and 14. 0 and 1400. I want to say 0 and 1400. That's
crazy.
It's impossible.
That is crazy, dude.
So that was the first time that somebody in 1,400 games. That's the first time somebody's won a game after being down by 9 points with 1 minute
Here's the
left.
problem.
And that was the other game we watched.
That's crazy as hell. But you know what? Here's a problem. Do you remember? And I know in the last few podcasts we've been talking about this a lot, but it seems so salient and to me and true. It's that when it's your home court and you had, hey, look, I got to protect mine, right?
Yeah.
There is no easy layups. And you fouled the hell out the dude. It was a physical game, right? And it was a grind out competition. Now they've changed the rules so much where it's all about scoring, where you take that element of strategy out. Now, granted, I don't think that it should be a foul fest, but I do think that, hey man, if you in position and you want to not give the easy layup like what Caitlin Clark did with Angel Reese, you take that hard foul. Right, you give him a little piece, give him a little piece, give him a little bit of elbow, give him a little, touch him up a little bit, right? And that's what's missing in today's game. It what's bad about it is when the fouls happen in the Draymond Green type of foul, it's like the kind of kick you in the nuts and step on your chest kind of nonsense, but it's not a basketball play.
But
where you just found to prevent a guy
I
from scoring.
played
It's just
on a
violence
team since
for
League,
violence sake.
back
You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, that's how I think about it. I played NBA 2K.
I played in the
24.
at church. We did it like a little
Scored
league. And,
my own character. I had 50 in a game.
It was 4-on-4 or 3-on-3 something. But anyway, what my point is, if we were up by 9, okay, and there's 1 minute left, 60 seconds, and you're Jalen Brunson, wouldn't you drive the ball? Wouldn't you hold the ball?
Wow.
You got a 24-second clock. Wouldn't you hold the ball for 20 seconds? Wouldn't you hold the ball? You shoot like 85% free throws. I mean, wouldn't you hold the ball and dribble, go inside last 5 seconds of the shot clock and try to get him to foul you instead of what? Shoot a quick three, miss it. It's crazy. I didn't.
Yeah. It don't make a lot of sense that if you shoot a quick three, you're gonna allow them back in the game. But let me ask you this, guy, G. So you, the coach, right? And you have you're also presenting the strategy. So it's either drain the clock out, like to your point, right, and go for a high percentage shot, or all gas, no break, right? Killer instinct, kill them now, get them out the game. I can see I can see both sides of it, and I'm probably
point,
more.
They scored. They scored enough
all gas,
points,
no break.
But they had
let's kill them. Let's make sure we stab them. Let's do it. Right.
He hit 6 threes in the fourth quarter in a row, and then he did. I think he did another. He had like 19 points in the fourth quarter, killing them, and there was no answer for him. And then the night, it was Siakam, it was Halliburton. It was everybody was doing it, and the Knicks all they had was Brunson.
Long shot, Towns, no.
Big cat, 7 foot tall, but he didn't shoot the three.
Here's McConnell, puts it 14
and he dribbled. And the dribble. Take it to the hole.
Towns again, launching a three.
Take it to the hole. But he
Next one
doesn't.
drops it. Ahead it goes. Swinging in full stride.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but he's even. Yeah,
But go
he's
in
not
there,
a. He's not a back to the
Get a
basket player. He's not a
mid-range or
get you a
something, instead
Shaq,
of just
get you
firing up
a basket no
and if you
matter
see his
what
form,
type
it's
of
so
player.
flat. It's about
Or
as flat as
Kareem who can do a
Draymond
hook
Green.
shot.
That line drive three, and it's just, I don't know. But anyway, Pacers 2-0.
Yeah. Oh man, it's ugly. It's ugly.
Yeah, it's ugly.
Wait a minute. What we call it? What us black folks call it?
But, yeah,
ugly.
2-0.
We add an A to ugly.
So look like they're going
It's
back
ugly.
to Indiana, and this could be
Yeah.
it could be some brooms, man, if they don't
2-0.
get it together. Yeah, if they don't get it together. So let's get into who's the real MVP. They made some
It could be
announcements over the
4-0.
last few days. We was wondering when it was going to happen.
Could be 4-0.
Shay Gills Alexander is the MVP. Do you think they got it right, CT?
That's a tough one, man, for me. Because I like to look at MVP. Because let's talk about MVP, most valuable player of the league, right? Right. That's the whole reward of it all.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute, my phone's connected up. Wait, hold on. So, most valuable player of the league, but there is an argument to be said about, like, how critical are you to your team's success? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, can you win, without that player, right? And I would say that Jason Tatum,
but I think
is that dude.
But what hurts Tatum to me, and I'm sure I've heard other people say is Jalen Brown.
As far as I'm concerned,
because
I think, and
we're talking about this guy was on the Olympic team and DNP didn't get to play, and then they went to the finals, and who won Finals MVP? Jalen Brown.
Yeah,
because one guy had 40, the other guy had 25. Now, if you look at some numbers, where's he at? He's on my screen. Jason Tatum, 72 games, averaged 27 points a game, 45% free field goal shot, 5% from threes, averaged like 6 assists. I mean, his numbers are good. Played the right amount of games. But I think what hurt him is it's questionable that he's the best player on his team. I mean, Shay, you know he's the best player on his team. Giannis, Joker, Harden is questionable. KD's questionable. I mean, KD and Booker, their numbers are exactly the same. Only difference is Booker played 75 games. KD, he's one of womp, womp, womp. KD played in 62 games. If you don't know, you have to play in 65 games in order to make All NBA or even get a chance to be in the MVP voting. So I think he got some votes. You can't even get votes, recognizable votes, unless you play 65 games. They started that when this load management came into play, and then people like what's his face play for the Philadelphia and AD. You good? All right. CT having some technical difficulties there. But anyway, you got to make some moves. You got to be able to take care of business. You got to play in games. It's not your fault if you get hurt, but if you get hurt, you cannot win this award. You cannot win this award. Other standouts that got votes, we got the Joker, Giannis, Jason Tatum, Donovan Mitchell, Jalen Brunson, and honorable mention Tyrese Halliburton. Tyrese Halliburton had a good season. He just somebody who does not score a lot of points. I mean, he averages like 19 points a game.
Stop it. Get some help.
and 19 points a game is pretty good, but he does have high assists. He's 19 points a game, and he's shooting 48%, but he has 9 assists. That's pretty good. 9 assists for the this. Yeah. Welcome back to Brother to Brother Sports. It's your boy JustGt, CT, and
Hey.
we had some technical difficulties, but we back.
We back.
This is episode 10. Appreciate y'all
1-0.
tuning in.
1-0.
Yeah.
10, baby.
Yeah. We on our way.
Yeah. Man, we was talking about MVP stuff, bro, right? We was talking about NBA MVP.
Most valuable or most popular or however you want to do it. SGA won, if you don't know. SGA, Shay, Gills, Alexander, Kentucky product, Canadian product. To me,
what? He from Canada?
Yeah.
Black people live in Canada?
Yeah. They speak French too.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oui.
He went to, he was in Canada, and you know how they do. Some school down south said, "Hey, come down here. We buy your mama a house or pay your tuition." And then he's playing at a prep school, and then he, did a Kentucky 1 and done or 2 and done. And he went to Oklahoma City, high draft pick. And one thing I like about his story, he made himself better. Because when I tell you that he used to play for the Clippers, I was like, when? Who? That you've been on? This is your third team? No way. You know what I'm saying? But somehow
I didn't even know that, man.
Team. Yeah. He just made himself better. He was he was a prodigy, undeveloped in Kentucky. I mean, the fact that him and Michael Jordan are about the same size, that he's 6'6", I think he weighs like 195, soaking wet. But he's a big guard. He tries to play the point, but to me, his assists are kind of low. But I mean, he does make the people around him better, whether it be spacing or whatever. But he's the MVP. We was going over the finalists. We got the Joker, who is a walking triple double. And then you got Jason Tatum. We talked a little bit about him. Donovan Mitchell. He held it down, but he just didn't finish in the playoffs. And I know.
Well, wait. We talking about regular season now, so that's a different question.
It's a regular season award.
It's a regular season award. Yep.
Yeah. Because look at Mr. Underrated Halliburton. In playoffs, he balling. In the regular season, he only averaged like 18 points. But he tried to play guard, true point guard, and I can't blame him on that. And then we got Jalen Brunson, who, for his size, he is incredible. Now, he is somebody that we'll talk about in a minute, that he's one of those guys. The Knicks, without him, I don't think they'd be nowhere near the playoffs. Nowhere near.
Yeah.
I mean, and then at honorable mention, I put in Halliburton. But like I said, Halliburton wasn't MVP in the regular season.
I didn't hear my boy Giannis.
Giannis,
I'm feeling disrespected. I'm feeling a little disrespected.
Giannis was, Giannis and Joker had the exact same numbers. They always do. I think the NBA is kind of like the NFL. They hate giving the award. Something about the NBA, they don't want Giannis to have multiple awards, and they don't want Joker to have multiple awards. That's why they gave that to what's his name in Philly. He beat him head to head. When somebody beats you head to head, you shouldn't be nowhere close to their voting. But what do you think about those guys? What do you think about? Where would you rank them? Who's more important to their team? Who's most valuable?
Oh, okay. Who's more important to their team? That's a tough thing. But we're talking about not only league MVP, but also team MVP. And who is more important is arguable. I would say that Tatum is, and my guy, I think we talked about this earlier. I think that he's a driver of the Celtics, even though he has a supporting cast, a good supporting cast. I think they win or lose based upon how he plays. When he gets out, the game, it was just over. Giannis is also in that realm. You know, if he not there, the Bucks are just an average team, even if they got a Lillard. So if I were to rank them, it would be Tatum, and I hate to say this, but my second guy is not going to be Giannis. It's going to be Tyrese Halliburton. Even though he didn't average the points, I think that he has this impact that reminds me of Jason Kidd, that he does the things that make you win. The passes, getting the buckets that need, just that kind of complete player. It's not going to show up in the stats, but it's going to show up in the W column, right? And so
he had more assists than all these guys except for Giannis, except Joker.
Yep. And Joker, and with Joker, he's probably going to be my third or fourth guy, but I'm gonna say Shea Gilgeous, and then comes Joker. I think there's a lot of Joker fatigue. I mean, he's a great player. He's a big man who can basically do everything. Even I think he has a little bit of a back to the basket game, which is something that you don't see in the league anymore. So I know that he's always he is the guy. He is the guy in Denver, and he's get a lot of accolades. I just think that people are just tired of Joker. You know what I mean? Yeah. And he is so integral for their success. They don't win without him. He's like Tatum, right? But I'm gonna go with Tatum first, and then I'm gonna say it's going to be Halliburton. Then it's Giannis or Joker. I'm sorry, no. Shea Gilgeous next, and then Giannis or Joker. That's how I'm saying. Yep.
Who do you think was more important, Donovan Mitchell for Cleveland or Jalen Brunson for New York?
Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
I think Jalen Brunson is kind of the coal in the steam fire, or the fire for the Knicks. He drives that team, and it's amazing for a guy that I'm not sure how tall is he, man.
He's right. He's right at 6 foot, I think.
6 foot. Yeah, he's at that Steph Curry kind of size, and no, Steph Curry 6'3", but he's a small dude.
He's thicker than Steph Curry.
Yeah, he's a small dude with a running back build, right? And he can get his buckets.
He gets it done. Yeah.
Yeah, he gets it done. So I don't think and it's like a patchwork offense with the Knicks. There's guys that are contributors. There's a lot of hard-working guys, but he's a driver of everything they do. So Brunson, I like Brunson, man. He came out at was it UConn? UConn. He was with Villanova. Yeah. Okay. Was he there with and then was that DiVincenzo? DiVincenzo was with Connecticut. Connecticut, right?
It's at one time they call them the Villanova Knicks because they had 4 players.
Yeah. Who were they? They were
gosh, just on the tip of my tongue.
Villanova Knicks. Hold on, let me look it up. They got some good players.
Gosh, they just picked up the other guy. Of course, my boy, the hard worker. What's his name? Scrappy.
DiVincenzo.
He's got his eye busted the other day.
It's Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, Mikal Bridges. Yep, and DiVincenzo.
Yeah, they had all 4 of them at once. That's you seen the commercial where he leaves the team and they give the visor.
Yeah, I saw that commercial. And them dudes is good, man. They scrappy players, real good team, man. So, in college especially.
I agree with what Mochi's saying. Only thing I've always said, and I said it before, is that there's nights that Tatum is not the best team on Boston. I think next year we'll find out that without Tatum, as long as they have Porzingis and what's your boy Drew and those other guys, if they can step up, I think Boston will still be a good team. But without Jalen Brown for even 20 games, I don't know if they're gonna make it. You
Mm-mm.
know,
You know why?
I'd be
You know why there's a P in Porzingis' name?
like,
Because he paper thin, man. That dude
paper.
is. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
He's an
he
injury waiting to happen, man. He's got a lot of
won
talent,
the
but
uniform, but he's always hurt, man.
that
He's
dude ain't gonna
hurt.
last an 82 game season. That's
He's
the
hurt.
hurtingest dude I ever seen, man.
Hey, you know what I learned this year too? If he wasn't hurt, he was sick, like the flu or the
Right.
stomach. And I'm thinking like this dude is sick. And Michael Jordan, you remember the flu game?
Yeah.
You know they carrying him around in and out of the huddle and off the court, and this guy's sick of the stomach. You know,
He like Mr. Glass from that movie. You know what I'm saying? With Samuel L. Jackson,
unbreakable.
Unbreakable.
Hmm.
He's the boy in the bubble. God, he maybe give you 10 good games. They get injured, and man, he's just not a guy that you're gonna build a
Yeah.
a franchise around. Or he's a good role player. When he's out there, he's great. The question is when he gonna be out there? You know what I'm saying? You paying for a guy that's out there 25% of the time. Good. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, other than that Achilles, he plays. You know. Um,
Hot
let's
question.
see
Hot
what else.
question. Hot question. Let's take it this way.
Okay.
Look, we talked about MVP regular season. Now the playoffs have commenced. Who is your MVP just based upon what you see now?
Oh my God, it is. It's a toss up to me right now. It's between Halliburton and
Right.
Jalen Brunson. I mean, Shay didn't do nothing in the loss. To me, if you're the MVP, you do something in the loss. I didn't see Shay
Mm.
14 points. That ain't good enough. Just like when Jimmy Butler had 11 shots in the loss, you can't do that when you the man.
Yeah.
But Jalen Brunson, 30, 35, even 40 points, no matter where they play at, no matter game 1, game 2, game 4, he's balling. Halliburton, fearless, will shoot, pass, facilitate,
Yeah.
play defense. Uh, man, I wish the Kings
But
would have kept him.
wait a minute. We have to look at what's happening now, right?
Right,
Halliburton has gone into with the Pacers, has gone into Madison Square Garden and
yeah,
stole 2 games.
2 games. And hey, and the craziest stat about the Pacers,
This ain't Wakanda
they
forever
are
right here,
six,
bro. This is
they are
Choke
six. Hey,
City.
hey, the
What?
Pacers are 6-0 on the road in
Right.
the playoffs. That's Michael Jordan right there. 6-0,
Right.
undefeated. I don't know. I mean, I know some teams have swept some teams, but you undefeated, that's something else right there. And their
Hey.
team, they had Sabonis. They had some players. Um, they had Turner.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just this team, they play ball. They believe in their coach. They play together, and they are fearless. They are not scared of the Knicks. They are not scared of Stephen A. or Spike Lee. They don't
Nah,
care.
they're taking it to him, and there's something to be said about when you experience some adversity, and the leadership, kind of steps up, and with Halliburton, I think that he stepped up, uh, and basically led that team. Now Brunson is that guy, but dude, you got to protect your house. You got to protect your house, and the house has been invaded. They done got robbed, stole all the barbecue for Memorial Day. They done stole everything up in that pimp, man. And
Yeah,
now they're going
man.
back to Indiana.
Yeah, and Big Cat, he's 7 foot tall, but he want to shoot threes. He don't want to take it inside. No back to the basket. None of that. It just um he.
Just
I mean,
gay.
my Turner and the bigs for Indiana, they just using him. You know, they've got to come up
Yeah.
with something. Who you think's gonna win
Big
today?
Cat, man, let me say this, man. To see Big Cat, like he can hit the three. It's great. A big guy that can stretch the court, and open up driving lanes for your players. It's great, right? But dang,
Hmm.
man, I kind of want to see a 7 foot dude dominate in a way Joker does. mid range game, down low, close to the basket game, and 3-point game. Be that kind of 3-level threat that I don't think that Big Cat is. He's little cat as far as I'm concerned. And it just pains me to look at him hoist up a 3 and miss it, and the look on his face when I just like, dude, come on, man, you the biggest dude out there.
Yep, KD, AD,
Right.
all of them. They get Elijah out there, but Elijah played defense, and Elijah back to the basket, baby hook, dunk, off the glass. But these new guys, they don't shoot threes, and his three is slightly a little less uglier than Draymond's.
Yeah,
It's so flat. It's no arch. It's like a line drive.
Yeah, it's ugly, man. But hey, Color Me probably a little bit of a nostalgic kind of an old school, if you want to call that kind of guy. But I don't want to see my bigs hoisting up threes, man. The occasional 1 or 2 just to, make the game where maybe you get the winning basket because you can do it. But I just it's ugly basketball to see it. I hate it, man. I actually hate it.
Joker does it a little bit. Sabonis. Who else? Steven Adams. Hartenstein a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
There's very few bigs that are actually back to the basket.
Yeah.
Rudy Gobert, but he don't. I mean, that one game he had 27 and 20, but normally he's a 12-point guy. He don't use his height to his advantage. Only when it's rebounding, he don't use it to score.
Yeah, I watched something about Dirk Nowitzki and how they use him to shoot over smaller players and stuff like that. Because he was not a back to the basket player, but a facing the basket player. But I feel like your big should be able to get that bucket when you need that bucket. In any way, you run a play for them because they could just get a bucket. You taller than the next man. You can shoot. You can do all that. You can do an over and under. You can maybe add some Robert Parrish or Kevin McHale or Kareem kind of moves to your game to just get a bucket, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And be a threat. And when you see him out there, 1 and done into 3, and you miss that trick, they going the other way, scoring on an easy layup because it's a long rebound. Bad basketball. Bad.
Yeah, especially on these short teams. Because you might be the tallest person on your team, and you on the 3-point line. That, if you notice, Halliburton, why is he getting 6 rebounds?
Yeah. Guess what?
Why is
Big
he getting
Cat,
6 rebounds?
I don't know, but Big Cat out there from the 3, I guarantee you what ain't gonna happen. He ain't gonna get no goddamn rebound. To your point, he ain't gonna get no rebound because he's too far away. Biggest dude on your squad, too far away to get the rebound. And then from a defensive standpoint, when you get those long 3-point, you get those, bounce out the rim, you get a fast break situation, he don't got the foot speed. He's too big to get back, right? Yeah. So he's even in position to get back, but can't get back and score and prevent the easy bucket, So it's bad basketball for me, man.
Yeah. So today's game, do you think the Knicks going to get one today, or is it going to be a 3-0?
I'm thinking 3-0. Okay. They have to win. And you saw yesterday with what was it? Minnesota had to win, right? Irrespective of where you playing, home court, away, they gotta win. So I think they flipped the script on that, and I'm gonna say Knicks get a win, but we'll see.
And it's a different series because the Knicks, if they lose this, that means that the rest of the games are in the Garden, and Indiana don't care where you're playing. For the Knicks, they might matter,
right?
And you know what people say? Your role players, your bench, they play better at home. It's just a fact. It happens.
Yeah.
at the comfort of the home gym or whatever you want to,
Yeah.
the crowd,
Well,
whatever. Role
okay.
players
You
play.
know what? Let me just say this, Scott. The G. So what? Because to your point, like maybe your role players play better at home, but what happened to home court advantage? You know what I'm saying? Like home court mean what it used to mean? You know, when Jordan and the Pistons and Lakers and stuff like that, it was like basically an automatic win. It seems like it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think there's still a percentage. So say you got 20,000 fans. There's still about 4 or 5,000 of those fans that they playing on their phone. They scrolling. I think
Yeah,
the attention span of it. Some of them. I've seen people with their feet on the floor, and they're not even paying attention to the game.
yeah,
So I think some of that, some stadiums like the Kings, I've been there. They really loud. They support their team. There's other fans like L.A., New York, who else? Golden State. Those people are so busy socializing and enjoying, the aura of the game. They're not into the game like some of the smaller markets. And I think
yeah.
in Indiana, just like Caitlin Clark, they are in the game. They're motivated to encourage.
Hmm.
I noticed that in Oklahoma City. Did you see the difference between playing in Oklahoma City and then them playing
Yeah,
in Minnesota? Totally
yeah,
different. Like they took the air out the room. So I think there's some teams that have home court advantage. Other ones, it doesn't matter. What I'm finding out about Indiana, it doesn't matter where they play. They'll play you in a barn.
yeah.
They can play at
It's
JC
about
Helias.
basketball
They
for
can
them.
play. It don't matter. They're gonna
Yeah.
ball.
Smith, can you say they play at Smith Cotton? You
It
know,
don't matter.
here's the thing. Here's what I think, man. So it used to be so these players have pride. They playing hard, but I think that now it used to be you ain't gonna give up no easy baskets in your gym. You might not be as talented, but you gonna make them pay. You gonna make them earn everything. And then to your point, like the crowd noise and all that is going to help you in that regard. But I don't think that that's today's NBA. I don't think you have the rivalries because I remember in the 80s and 90s, players didn't like each other. Nowadays, they go up through AAU. They all know each other. They're all kind of buddies, man. You see it on, you know what I'm saying? Maybe there's the exception like Giannis, and maybe you can say that Draymond is not a guy that is liking someone and that kind of thing. But those kind of players are few and far between, as far as I'm concerned. But like not giving up a basket, willing to foul somebody, willing to take the chance, and the rules too. The rules are, you touch somebody, you just barely touch them. It's a flagrant, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's garbage. And so
You don't have. You'll never see Michael Jordan come up and be like, "Here, John Starks. Here's my jersey. Let me get you
nah,
one. Let's jersey."
loving you up, hugging you up, squeezing your butt, giving you a kiss and stuff like that. Nah, man, you be the one to slap them if you want to. You say Joe
Hey,
Dumars and Isaiah and Rob and them dudes, Sally
that,
and Len.
that,
We say this a lot, but they they ain't gonna hug.
Isaiah and
Right.
Magic Johnson used to do the little kiss thing,
Hmm.
but they on the court they trying to kill each other. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
But I remember
So
Isaiah, he walked off the court. I ain't gonna shake no hands. This ain't no
nah,
gentleman's game. This war, right? This war.
they're taking pictures and trading jerseys. They
Change,
do it in
yeah,
football too, man.
right.
It's just
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah, dude, it's garbage, man.
That's one thing we're gonna do. I want to get some shout out to people out there listening. I want to get some college coaches, high school coaches, some ads, some more refs and umpires, so we can talk about the effects of NIL, AAU, and just the competitiveness of sports now because of the money, and just because kids are friendly and they're the AAU. I want to know.
Yeah.
Holler at Dave Farrell. I'm gonna holler at
Hmm.
Tyrone Davis. People who coach and work in the high school system, Mike Franklin at Nam Nasser, and just see what the effects of AAU and some of these programs have done to the
Hmm.
competitiveness of sports.
Yeah.
Because it's you see it in all of them: baseball, football, hockey.
Yeah.
I mean, guys are buddies, they're friends.
Yeah.
I mean, you can still be friends, but I mean, come on, man. It's
Well, for me,
just a little
gee,
black.
that undercuts the competitive element. But when you speak of AAU as a ref, like when I ref those games, I see players out there who ain't ready, right? And it becomes about let's get them in competitive situations to get them used to the competition, right? But there are fundamental elements that you see players, and I watched a podcast the other day. I was like, that makes a lot of sense. They were talking about like in the European leagues, those guys might do one game a week. They're not doing 3 or 4 games. They're not in any of these tournaments. They're in the gym working on fundamentals, and I see it in my experience. Like just ref, I was like, man, this dude, these kids, they don't know the basics, and I'm out there, man. I'm out there doing, instead of officiating, doing more coaching. Well, hey, this is why I called this, right? You did this. You're thinking this Euro step move where you get a gather step like in the NBA is something that's going to work in the National High School League, and that's not what's going to work. Your pivot foot, you don't get an additional step. And so I'm teaching them this kind of stuff, but these coaches are teaching them as far as they're setting them up to fail in my regard, at least at this lower level, right? So that's how I see it.
Yeah, I'd like to talk to even Coach Ben. Shout out Ben Lyles. Talk to Ben Lyles about the effect of the 3-point shot on the high school basketball game, because I know when we was in school, Coach Inks, hey man, what you doing, boy? Go sit on the bench over there. If you would have shot 2 threes in a row, or just basically these guys are coming past half court and pulling up like they at Hauser Park or Hubbard Park or somewhere. You can't do that in the game. You're going to be sitting on the bench, but everybody, I noticed that even going to the park and playing up a pickup game, everybody wants to be Steph Curry. Everybody wants to shoot threes. And I'd like to know what the coach's thought process on is that. Are you inviting that, or is there a discipline, or do you have a comfort zone with that? Or is that just a new game?
Yeah. I see coaches getting on my case. Well, I'm because I'll call a travel, right? And they'll basically do like a spin move, right? And I see where their pivot is, and they bring their pivot back down the spin move, right? And they're teaching their players to do this as a part of their practice routine, right? The refs aren't going to call you for a travel because this is what it is, right? But that's not the case. And so I had to explain to the coach. I says, well, he held the ball. His left pivot was on the ground. He brought his right foot down and then brought the left foot back down again. That's a travel in high school. In the NBA, maybe not so much, but this ain't NBA. That's
I
some
that in March. In the college tournament that I don't know if you pay attention to it, that the kids in the pros, they're palming the ball and they're cupping the ball, and I'm like, is that carrying? But they do it to get away with it in the pros. They get mad time when they call it. Like, come on, man, why you call that? But it
carrying like that's not a thing. And so officials will, like it for me when I do basketball, there are things that I will enforce, and things that I won't. Like carrying happens so frequently, I would be stopping the game to a halt. That they're palming the ball to get that crossover move. And when your hand is underneath the ball like this, even if some players are able to kind of manipulate it and they get their hand on the side of the ball, but really they're getting an advantage over the defender by doing this movement. And I could call that almost 100% of the time, and the game would grind to a halt because the coaches are teaching their players to do that. The players are looking at NBA players saying they do that, and it's no longer the same game that it was when the rules were developed. It's something else. So I'd say get rid of the carry rule if you're not going to enforce it. It doesn't make any sense because everybody does it.
Yeah, I know if they try to call it a time ago, because I'd be like, man, he carried and he carried and he carried. And it's an old myth that some big guys can't dribble, but there are some big guys that somehow made it. They made it to the NBA, and they can't. They can't not dribble the ball. So we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, some of your big guys, back in the Jordan Mikan and the Kareem Abdul, they weren't facing, when you talk about dribbling, it was more back to the basket. They didn't have to face a player and beat them off the dribble, right? But
Yeah.
my thing is, in today's game, from the younger levels to today, uh, they're not teaching a game where they could accentuate a player's strengths, right? So
Yeah.
you want to be able to face the basket and beat someone off the dribble, but you also want to do something, like I said to you earlier, like back to the basket stuff, like be multifaceted, teach those fundamentals. So when you need to get a basket, like in Big Cat, I don't want him hoisting up a 40-footer with 2 seconds left on the shot clock. Man, get down there and give me a bucket. Right? You know what I'm saying? And get fouled, get to the line. Remember that? That was a thing. That was a 3-point play. That kind of stuff. Use your body and your advantages. And these coaches aren't teaching it. It's all, like to your point earlier, it's all about the three.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep going. Real quick, I'm gonna jump into the All NBA teams. All NBA is kind of a popularity contest. You can think about it. First team: Giannis Antetokounmpo, Shay, SGA, Joker, Donovan Mitchell, and Jason Tatum. Any issue with that?
Yeah. I don't buy into all pro teams or all NBA teams. I don't know what it means. I honestly, to me, it's just a award for the sake of an award.
Well, if you on this team, you can get the super max, which is $550 million. If you're not
Yeah.
on this team, you get whatever the team gonna give, whatever contract they're gonna give you. So
Yeah.
it's kind of unfair when people are left off of this
Like,
list.
I mean, okay, so as a casual fan, I got a player's third in all NBA. What does that mean to me? Nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean
really
anything.
all it me. It had talked about this pay scale.
Right.
Because even some of these guys didn't even make All-Star team.
Right. Yeah,
But how is that possible? But again,
Yeah.
All-Star, that's really a popularity contest. Unless the coach be like, well, this guy balled out. I have to pick him up as a reserve. If not, look bad. And then it becomes a popularity and a politically correct thing. They want a representative from every team, even Charlotte, even Washington, if they have to.
Yeah.
So every team is represented, even though they may not, they might be terrible.
Yeah.
Bradley Beal, Russell Westbrook, when he was over there, they find some way to get somebody from Washington. Melo Ball, they try to get somebody from Charlotte on that team, even Detroit, before they got Cade Cunningham, they try to get him on the team.
Yeah, you got guys like, to your point, like Westbrook. And maybe he averages a triple double, and that puts him in some tier in the NBA's ranking of all NBA. But it doesn't matter. You lost. It doesn't matter. So what was I say? You a ball hog, or you just doing it for stats? I don't know. It didn't impact the game. Didn't impact the W and L columns. So I don't know, man.
So you got Donovan Mitchell, who's first team, but is Donovan Mitchell a better first team candidate versus Jalen Brunson, Steph Curry, or Anthony Edwards, or even LeBron?
Well, it's hard to say. It's hard to say because I don't know what the criteria is. It's hard to look at that and say, like, is Brunson or what's his name from Cleveland? I forget his name. Booker. What's his name? You said,
Spider-Man.
huh? Yeah, Mitchell, Donovan Mitchell, or it's better than Steph Curry. Like what are we measuring as? Is it the impact on your team? Is it the number of steals, blocks, or I don't understand it. Yeah,
things I believe that they go by your stats, of course.
Mm-hmm.
They go about your team's record. Now, if I go to these guys, Giannis, how was the Bucks' record?
I think they won 50-some games. Or I can't remember. I can look it up.
And then if you think about power forward, who would you put in Giannis's category, big man, besides the Joker? I don't know anybody else.
Big man?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, even Mobley. Mobley had good numbers, but he's nowhere close to Joker or Giannis.
Yeah.
Even who else? They got Carl Anthony Towns. He's not to me even the better big man on his team.
Bucks finished 48-34.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't win 50 games.
Cavaliers had record wins. The Celtics had record wins. The Knicks had record wins.
Right.
And Steph Curry and LeBron, they had legacy picks, I think. I think they can't put them on the third team, even though they should be.
So, G, this is what I'm going to say, and I'll leave it at that. Like, All NBA is one of those meaningless accolades that players have that I don't know why it is. I don't understand it. You know, I don't know what it means to be first, second, or third NBA. I don't know why statistics are used as the relative metric to rate those, because statistics, like I said to you earlier, I could be the Russell Westbrooks of the world and average a triple-double and lose 40 games. You know what I'm saying? So it's a garbage stat, and it's a garbage accolade. Women don't watch WNBA, guys do. I can tell you that right now. And that's just sports in general, right? You can ask Lee, I can ask anybody in my household that's a woman, and I say, name me 6 WNBA players, and they'd be like, Caitlin Clark. You know what I'm saying?
Unless you into sports, like say you a high school girls basketball player, a college basketball player, you're gonna watch it. Other than that, the casual fan, unless there's some fight or something, I don't know. I don't even know if people watch the women's Final Four as much as the men's. I don't think it's close. Yeah, it's just, but I think it's good for the game. I think it's good. You know, they got some new viewership. You know, we're gonna see how it goes. I mean,
hey, here's an interesting stat. 2024, the average WNBA salary is $113,000 a year. It's up to $147,000 this year.
Yeah. Well, the biggest change for me was, I didn't know this, but they always flew commercial. I didn't know that, and now because of Clark, they actually have a contract to have charter planes, and that's a big difference. You know, I used to think they were underpaid, but based on how many people are showing up for your game and your TV deal, I mean, these players in the NBA would be making $50 million if they didn't have the TV deal. You know.
Yeah.
The TNT and the ESPN and, you know, YouTube and Amazon and all this stuff, they're fighting over those contracts. They're not doing that for women, but I guarantee everybody is trying to get the Fever on TV because Caitlin Clark is a draw for it.
Do you think that Reese is intentionally embracing the villain role?
I think she is a little bit, because it's given her. I don't know about. I can see. You know, we black people, but I can see how some white people just dislike her just because she's black. It's like, if you notice how they show her, as in the black media, they show her as a black queen, you know, a boss. But in the white media, they show her kind of as a villain, like Draymond, you know.
Yeah.
But shout out Draymond for we always talk about Draymond. He's a dirty player. 9th time making all defensive team. And sometimes it's defense, sometimes he's fighting somebody, kicking him in the head, stomping on the chest. But that's Draymond.
Sometimes it's WWA.
He'll be on the list with some crazy people, Michael Jordan, Will Chamberlain. So shout out to Draymond for making all defensive team. That one, you have to work to get on that team. I don't really know anybody on that team that don't play defense. So
we can't take that from him. He's good. He's
he
a hard
does that.
nose. He's a heart of their team.
I mean, he's that kid that you go to the park and you be like, man, get off me. I ain't even got the ball.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? But
Yeah,
that's
he playing
Draymond.
defense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go through a couple before we move on. I want to go through a couple rapid fire questions for you about the Caitlin Clark and the Reese, blah blah blah. So first off is Caitlin Clark, the Stephen Curry of the WNBA.
She missed it. She had a 42 game record for shooting hitting a three, 42 games in a row. I was like, that's a lot. Is that good? And then I thought about it. I was like, okay. But then she finally missed a three. So she went 42 games hitting a three. I said that's similar. That's similar.
Okay.
Can you
Next question. Yeah, I can hear you. Your videos kind of gone out, but
Oh, okay.
yeah. Oh, there you back. All right, second question. If Clark weren't white, would the media coverage be the same?
Man.
I stumped you on that one, bro.
Tough question. Because look at Paige. What's her Paige Becker?
Mm-hmm.
Paige is way better than Caitlin Clark. But it was just, I think her longevity, she did it for those years in college. And then she's like Steph a little bit, where she's so unassuming. If you've seen her, you wouldn't be like, oh, man, she's a baller. She looked like Laura Ingalls. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Steph, they call him the babyface assassin. Because if you see him, be like, do you play NBA? You're like a little kid. Especially when he's at Davidson. People didn't really know Steph until he scored that 40. And then they said, oh, Steph, okay, we heard of your daddy, Dale Curry, blah, 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 blah. So her shooting is not like that. Her overall game is very fundamentally sound. Good assists.
Well, wait a minute, but if she wasn't white, would the coverage be the same?
I don't think so, because there's black players that have better stats than her, that are more popular than her, but they're not her. You know what I mean? Are you a steel shaft guy, or are you a graphite guy?
Definitely steel shaft for me, and stiff shafts. I tend to swing a little bit too fast or hard, so I need a stiffer shaft. I have a flex shaft, a regular shaft in my bag right now, and I struggle with control on that. For me, so it's steel. I love steel. So
yeah. I like steel, regular flex, but I think when I was in a car wreck, I have back issues. I think I need graphite clubs, but I don't want to play with them. So my X24s are graphite. My TaylorMades in Missouri are steel, and then the clubs, the other set I have, they're composite graphite. I got and then I won't tell you about the one I just picked up, the TaylorMade bubble shaft. I was actually,
I've never played with a.
I was going to take the bubble shaft to Travis.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The 2004 Big Berthas.
Them World Clubs is good. Them persimmons and all that. Hey, look, I've never played with a graphite shaft iron before. I've never played with them, so I might be able to hit them better. I'm so used to playing with steel shafts.
I3s wasn't graphite?
Nope, they were all steel.
Oh, wow.
All steel. Yep, and all stiff shaft. But my drivers have stiff shaft, and it just works better for me. I have one of those regular shafts, and I'm gonna switch it out probably this summer and get just a stiff shaft. It works better for me. But for me, my practice routine is
hit the ball. It's that when you hit that ground, that hard Missouri summer ground. It kind of put that vibration up your elbow.
I don't like the whipping. When I take my swing back and that regular flex, it bends I don't like that whip thing. I just wanted to allow my body to come through it. I know where the club is. I know it's not doing this bendy thing at the top. I don't like that. But for me, my practice is it's a little bit all over the place. But I'll do something similar. I'll go out and hit 10 for every club and stuff like that if I'm just hitting. And then I'll do some situational stuff, like just try to practice, like maybe consider a hole that I struggle with, and I don't know, try to hit that, and then play my next shot. I'll do a game. Like let's say I hit par 3 at Indian Foothills, and it's 160 yards, and I don't hit it 160 yards, right? Now I'll bring out my sand wedge or my lob wedge or my gap wedge to hit that next shot. To do situational golf, but. That's just me spending time at the range, but I wish I can get out there every week. That would be great. I was doing it for a while, but that'd be awesome.
Yeah, how close is what's your home course? Are you still consider Marshall your home course?
No, dude, that's an hour and 15-20 minute drive. But my home course, I'd say, is probably out here, Oak Hills. Even though I don't necessarily love that course, Railwood. We got a bunch of courses. Around here, but
Jeff City.
What's that?
What's the best course in Jeff City?
In Jeff City, man, that I played, I'd say the best course that's in Jeff City is probably, I guess you would have to say Oak Hills, because that's a public course. It's a city course that that everybody plays. I've never played. There's a country club that's not too far from here. It looks nice from the road, but I've never played it. And within 15 or 20 miles, I say it had to be maybe Redfield, maybe Eagle Knoll. Shout out to those guys, those places. They're good courses. Real tough tracks to play. And man, I love Redfield. It's kind of a links course, which is more open. Not a lot of trees, and so it's always fun to play something like that. Just a lot of tall grass. So yeah. Yeah, kind of like the back 9 at Indian Foothills. That it's a fun place to play.
Yeah, the craziest thing about Indian Foothills, they got trees back there yet? I remember when we first started playing there was only one tree on the back 9.
Yeah.
The worst thing I hate about Indian Foothills, and I don't know if it's still that way, is you can lose the ball in the fairway. And I don't know why that happens. The rough there is really bad in the summer. I play with green balls. I play with pink balls. Somehow I lose my ball in the fairway over there.
That speaks more about your game than it does the course.
Praise the Lord! Praise the Lord! but when we play Versailles, I don't lose no ball. I don't lose no ball.
That's a GOAT track. Versailles is a GOAT. I'm sorry for the people of Versailles if you're listening. It's a GOAT track. It's a GOAT track.
And my favorite course around there is Mule National.
That's a good course. Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's well maintained. And I love.
They got that replica Sawgrass par 3.
Yeah,
that's a nice one.
I have not hit the ball in the water there yet. So.
Nope. You just talked it into existence. So we're gonna go there.
I free buddy, but